What's up guys, this is All Day Any Day 1 on the PS4 and I'm going to be giving you a part 2 video of Marvelous Heroes Omega PS4 on Beginner's Guide. So, first things first is your store, your player store. So you have, this is where you can purchase your characters, costumes, consumables, upgrades, and loot boxes. So heroes and costumes, you can purchase those also through your roster sheet. Consumables is this is the only place you can purchase your consumables. So consumables will give you boosters, 5 times boosters, and regular boosters, and your matrix of unbinding. So I wouldn't worry about too much about the combination booster. I mean, it may seem like the best deal, which really it is because it gives you all three. But if you're trying to focus on getting one thing, so like if you're focusing on just leveling up characters, just get the experience boosters. Do not get the combination booster. If you're focused on currency boosters, if you're focused on farming legendary marks, then get your currency boosters. If you're focused on getting a bunch of gear, like whatever from your supply boxes, then get supply boosts. Buy them separately. That way you can use them one by one and not have to worry about all three of them being active at once. So you got to make sure you use all 5 though at once, so that way you get up to its max. For example, experience boosters, if you only use one, you only get 100% experience boost. If you use all 5, you get 200% experience boost, and it'll add 30 minutes for every one you use. So it'll be 30 minutes, 60 minutes, an hour and a half to 2 hours, and then 2.5 hours for the 5. So yeah, there's that. Your upgrades have inventory slots, storage slots, ultimate power upgrades, and this ultimate power upgrade, a single ultimate power upgrade, which can be purchased with 200 eternity splinters. I would highly recommend increasing your storage slots because you only have 50 at first, so you most definitely want to get this. Inventory slots you can do without, but I would suggest increasing this to the max, which is 90 slots. The max for your storage slots is 1500. So yeah. The next thing is Marvelous loot boxes. So the things you can get that I know of that you can get from Marvelous loot boxes is you can get the currency called Marvelous Essence, which can purchase the Marvelous exclusive costumes. And those costumes are only, like I said, exclusive to only the boxes and the lady that you can purchase it from. But that requires Marvelous Essence, the currency. The next thing you can get is you can get legendary marks from here as well. You can get crafting materials. You can get a bunch of stuff. It's kind of like shield supply boost, but it's not as great because you won't get as much. You won't get gear as much. Whatever. I don't think you will. But yeah, this is more for like cosmetics and currency type of stuff. So the next thing we're gonna go over is your traits. So you would press your touchpad, go to your skills, and then when you go to your skills, you press triangle on your traits. So as you can see, it has on the left it's an offensive trait, middle is resource trait, and right is the defensive trait. Some characters have only 2 slots, like Jean Grey, she only has 2. So for like Scarlet Witch, or not just Scarlet Witch, but every character's offensive trait is going to have a guaranteed increase in a random stat. It's not necessarily random, it's a set stat for that character. So for Scarlet Witch, it's her crit hit chance is increased by 3%. So she's gonna always have an automatic 3% crit hit chance. And then as you can see under that it says damage. The damage, it's your base damage, and that is only increased by your
Perhaps
2 main attributes. So for Scarlet Witch, energy and intelligence are her 2 main attributes, 2 out of the 6 main attributes. So you have durability, speed, energy, intelligence, strength, and fighting. So every character will have two main attributes, and every point you put into that main attribute will give you 4% more base damage. So if you get something that increases both in energy and intelligence by 4, then that is, you're looking at 16, like 32 points right there. So yeah, you're looking about about 32 points. Yeah, 32 points in your, or 32% in your base damage. So yeah, that's a good chunk. And then on the right side, on the defensive, every character is gonna have a defense rating or deflect or dodge rating multiplier, and then you also gain their base for it. Not every character will get heal on hit. Some will get increase in health. Some will get something else and something else. So yeah, there's that for your traits, or yeah, your traits and stuff. The next thing is going to be your inventory. So, not necessarily your inventory, but your stats. Not your traits, but your stats. So you'd come to your inventory. You can either press L3 to toggle your stats, or you can press R1 to look at your stats under buffs. The only problem with going into buffs is the attributes are all messed up in here. The numbers are all wrong. They switched it around. But the defensive stats, offensive stats, and utility stats are all still right. They're the same. So you can either go to one or the other. When you look at it, as you can see with the boosts as well, you can read what they have, their descriptions. But if you have one or two or all three active, you can't see the timer in your HQ because it'll have a pause symbol. When it has a pause symbol, that means it's not going. It's just paused. But if you go to a story place, or if you go to an operation or a danger room, I believe if you go to a danger room as well, you'll see it'll have a specific amount of hours left or minutes. So if it's under 2 hours, then it'll say like 89, or not 89 minutes. It'll say like like 100 something, like less than 100 something hours, less than 120 hours. So 119 hours left. So I mean 119 minutes left. But yeah, but the thing is, if it's like on an experience booster, it'll have a pause symbol at first, like it'll have nothing or a pause symbol. You're just gonna have to move it and then move back, and then it'll tell you the timer. So yeah, with your stats though, back to your stats, average effective health is not necessarily the total amount of health you have. It just takes in account of your damage reduction, not your reduction, but your defense rating multiplier, deflect rating multiplier, dodge, and everything else as well. At least that's what I've been told from someone that plays on PC, was that it doesn't take an effect. To me, it doesn't really bother me. I just, I don't really care too much. But yeah. And then for your offensive stats, the stats you want to focus on, you don't really want to focus on attack speed too much. You want to focus on crit hit, crit damage, brutal strike and brutal damage, and your base damage. Mainly because that's where most of your damage is coming from. So you can have, and then after you do that, you can focus on your base damage, or you can focus on other things like melee damage, your base melee damage, your base range damage, your base energy, physical, etc., etc., etc. But you want to make sure you have high crit hit, crit damage, brutal strike, brutal damage, and base damage. So there's that. Oh, and also one more thing to add on, in your utility slot stats, you can see it says bonus chaos energy on hit, chaos energy cost change, movement speed, power duration, shield supply point, blah 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 blah. As you can see, it says under the hero synergy bonus XP. So with that means every character you get to level 60, you get 10% experience boost, and you can only get it up to 100%. So even if you get all 38 characters up to 60, you'll only still have that 100% hero shield synergy experience bonus experience. So that is always really good to have. And then it also stacks with your consumables as well, so you can technically go up to 300% plus your catalyst with a 10% bonus, so you can have 310% experience boost. And then if you're farming cosmic difficulty, then that's another almost, I believe, like 200 or 175% boost. You're looking at over 400% experience boost. So that is a really nice thing to have. Um, oh yeah, and one more thing: if you're trying to go for your trophy, your legendary quest trophy, you'll see under the utility slot stats, it'll say legendary quest, and then it'll say how many times you've completed it. The thing is, you need to complete legendary quest, I believe, with one character. It has to be completed 50 times on a specific character. So like with Hawkeye, he's already done over 50 legendary quests, and I got my trophy for that. But in total, I had over 50 legendary quests completed. So yeah, the next thing you're going to want to go over is if you're wanting to farm treasure rooms. So, oh, look at that, I'm next to a treasure room. So if you go to a treasure room and you're trying to farm it, what you would do is, well, you would go to your treasure room first. Boom. And then do that, and then do that. So you would do that, and then open your chest, and then you would go into, you would teleport back. Let me pick this up real quick.
This is very
You would
interesting.
teleport back to the HQ by pressing the down D-pad, down on your D-pad. And then you would switch characters, any character, switch back to your main character, and I believe this will work. If it doesn't, work like this, then if anything, change your difficulty. So it would be good to have two different difficulties. But what you would do is go back to HQ, switch characters, switch back, and then you would go through here, and then just go all the way back to the treasure room. I should have probably picked the treasure room that was a little closer, like just a one-way, but it's whatever. Go back to this treasure room, and it should be refilled with the enemies. As you see, yep, they are all back. And you do it like that, farm your treasure rooms like that. So, but this does not count towards your treasure room trophy. You still do need to go to every single treasure room in the game. So, yeah, there's that for how to farm your treasure rooms. You can do that to multiple treasure rooms, it doesn't really matter. So if you have a good route, you can do that and then come back to HQ and switch characters, switch back. The next thing
Dr.
is...
Strange, thank the
Oh
powers
man, I
you're
completely
here.
forgot what I was going to say. Man, oh well, for the next thing is infinity points. So, oh no, okay. So the next thing I was gonna say is social. So how to start up a party. So you go to social. You can either put it on public or private. If you do it on private, you have to manually invite players. Do it on public. Your friends that are in your voice chat can join through there, or they can join through your PSN. But if you're also part of like one of the PlayStation communities, PS4 communities, players can join you through there as well if you have it on public. And I believe other players around you can join as well. So you can set to public, and then if you have someone in your group, you would just go over their name, press X on player details, and then press teleport. Yeah, I'm actually gonna disable my party just so I don't have people joining me. But yeah, you would have if you're trying to teleport to a friend, you would go to social, and then you would go to highlight over their name, press X, and then it'll give you options to show PSN, kick from party if you're the leader, or teleport, or inspect. So yeah. The next thing we're going to go over is your infinity points. So infinity points unlock once you hit level 60. And what infinity points are is it's pretty much what Paragon points are in Diablo 3. So what these do is you have 6 different slots, which is from your main attributes. For example, if you go into the mind gem, intelligence is here, power gem has strength, reality gem has energy, soul gem has fighting, space gem has durability, time gem has speed. So not just the main attributes are what you want to focus on. I mean, if you can get it, so that way you increase your base damage. But you have different traits in every single one of the trees too. So in the mind gem has crit damage and crit chance and your resource increase and whatnot. Strength has the power. Oh my gosh, the power gem has brutal chance and damage to weakened enemies. Reality gem has the signature, so on, so on, and so on. You know, you can go ahead and read all of them if you want. That's all it really does. And then you can see on the right side, it says mind gem, the power gem, power mastery, and all those masteries and whatnot. So if you look at the mind gem, it says 50 plus points, mind points. When you critically hit, regenerate 0.5% of your maximum health. Meaning, whenever you crit, you get 0.5%. It says exactly what it does. And then for 100 points, mind points increase your cost reduction by 10%. And then 150 points, you get +1 to all attributes. So technically, you generally want to try to get you want to get 150 points maybe in all of these. If not, then that's completely fine. I don't think you really have to be honest. Maybe 100 points in everything, so that way you can get the benefits from all of them. From all their talents, because they all have something different that can definitely benefit you. Um, but yeah, you really want to focus on something that you're gonna be using though. So like your base damage, and then you want to increase your crit damage as much as possible, or crit chance, or increase the amount of healing you can get from restoration, or increase your attack speed and movement speed. You know, just do whatever you will, do whatever you want. It doesn't really matter. Um, so yeah, that's that for your synergies. The next thing we're gonna go over is the last thing we're gonna go over is how to activate your ultimate power. So your ultimate power is unlocked at level 60 as well, and if you prestige your character, you cannot use your ultimate power. So you can only use your ultimate power at level 60. But the way you use it is you use L1 and R1 at the same time. You have to press both at the same time. So every character has their own special ultimate power that'll do a pretty nasty amount of damage. Some characters like Blade, his ultimate power is pretty good, but his signature is better. So you will have some characters where their signature is going to be better than their ultimate. For example, on Scarlet Witch, her signature is probably one of the best signatures to have for trash mob clearing, because she can one-shot trash mobs unless they have crowd controlling. If they have crowd controlling, then they cannot, they will not die. They will not get vaporized. So you're just gonna have to deal with killing them. But yeah, every character has an ultimate. You just press L1 and R1 to activate them. So yeah, that's really all there is for this, and I believe that's everything I've gone through for both part 1 and part 2. If this video helps you out, go ahead and leave a like to let me know in the comments. Go ahead and subscribe too to help show support, for me. And help me build up my subscribers. I actually went up from 0 to 150 within a week and a half of doing this. Another thing is I'm going to be trying to do more informative videos rather than build videos. I will be doing build videos still, and I'll be doing like pro build videos as well for characters that are completely like geared up. Like for example, like my Scarlet Witch is pretty well geared. So with a pretty well geared character, that means you can go a little less defensive and more offensive. And I will be doing like gameplay videos and whatnot. I'm actually planning on doing a few gameplay videos for like Psylocke and Scarlet Witch, to show you how to play the characters, not necessarily just to show off, but just to show you how to play the characters the way they should be played, or at least with the build that I've been giving you. And another thing is, I do plan on making a new Psylocke build video, because I'm using a completely different build than I did with with the video I already posted. I mean, that build is still a really good build. It gives you a lot more survivability, because you have a total of like 8 dashes plus your melee, your primary ability. It gives you that's another movement ability. But the one I use for my Psylocke is completely different. You do way more damage, but you only get 1 dash. But I mean 4 dashes for whatever. But anyways, yeah, if this helps you out, go ahead and let me know. This is All Day Any Day 1 on the PS4, and have a good day, good night, and peace.